Part D coverage, or your prescription drug plan, may seem simple enough. However, this is one of the more complicated sections of Medicare. And that's because not everyone has the same medications. There are several different plan offerings out there that may best suit your needs based upon the formulary that that company provides for their standalone prescription plan. If you haven't yet seen my Medicare overview video, I recommend watching that first, just to get a good general understanding of how Medicare works overall and how these different parts of Medicare interact with each other. And not everybody will need to get a Part D prescription plan. For instance, if you take a Part C MAPD plan, then they include prescription drug coverage already. However, if you stick with original Medicare, either with or without a supplement, then you would need or want to add on a Part D prescription drug plan with that combination. Some of the other things that make Part D a complicated section of Medicare are some of the tiers that are included with the prescription drug coverage and the formulary that you have. So that could greatly impact the costs based upon your medications. And there's also different coverage limits that you need to be aware of. There may also be an annual deductible that you have to meet first before coverage starts. In 2022, the maximum deductible allowed is $480. So once you meet your plan's deductible, you would then go into what's known as your initial coverage. This is going to be copays that you make for your medications based upon the tier system that they fall in, and the maximum amount for the initial coverage is $4,430. You then go on to the next stage, and this is what's known as the coverage gap. It's important to understand how the Medicare Part D donut hole or coverage gap works, as this can be a little bit confusing. Once you're in the coverage gap, you're going to be responsible for 25% of all of your medications. And this is going to continue until you hit a max out-of-pocket amount. In 2022, the max is $7,050. Now, unlike the previous phase, the initial coverage period, where you have to meet the amount of $4,430, which is made up of both the cost that you pay and what your plan pays. In the coverage gap, the only amount that contributes to your maximum is what you pay. The amounts that are going to contribute to your max out-of-pocket will include your deductible, what you've paid during your initial coverage period, almost the full cost of brand name drugs that you purchased during the coverage gap, any amount that were paid by others, including family members or charities, and amounts that were paid by state pharmaceutical assistance programs, as well as the Indian Health Service. All these will contribute to your max out-of-pocket amount. So to reemphasize some key differences between the initial coverage period and the coverage gap is that the initial coverage period has a maximum amount of $4,430. This is made up both of what you pay and what your plan pays. Once you're in the coverage gap, you got to meet a maximum $7,050, and this is only going to count for what you have paid out, your out-of-pocket expenses. Once you do hit the maximum of $7,050, you then go to the last stage, which is catastrophic coverage. Catastrophic coverage is going to cover your generic medications at $3.95, and any other medications would be covered either at $9.85 or 5% of the cost, whichever is higher between those two. And this coverage is going to continue till the end of your benefit period, which is a year-long period, and then your coverage would restart. At this point, you should have a good understanding how the prescription drug plans or Part D coverage works. However, these are complicated plans, so it's worth taking some time to do your research to make sure that you find the best formulary or the best company that meets your medication needs. And this is where working with a broker could really be a big help, as they will often know the plans fairly well and can make the best recommendations to make sure that you're getting the best coverage for the best cost. If you do have any questions or anything still not clear about Part D coverage, add a comment below, or you can email me directly. My email is in the description, along with a link to my calendar, and there you can set up a free 30-minute consultation to speak with me one-on-one about your particular needs. If there's anything that you'd like to see me cover in future videos, be sure to let me know. I'm always glad to do that. And check out some of my other videos where I go into more detail on other Medicare topics, as well as other insurance products. I do appreciate you viewing today. Thanks for watching. If you found the information in this video helpful, you know what to do.